Hey, Jake's back and he's got his own show. He's on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Oh, Antonio Banderas gif. Hashtag intro. Good morning, Bakers. Good morning, Wake and Jake community. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. A nice little chill in the Northeast. Some crisp autumnal weather. As we're in the sports equinox, it's kind of weird. Again, basketball not too hot in the streets. The numbers reflect that. We were talking about that a little bit yesterday. Jimmy Butler bounces back.
On the streets last night.
It's hot on the streets last night. The heat was on the streets. Get it? Sorry, everyone. Good morning. Live in the YouTube chat. Periscope, Facebook. Hope you had a good weekend. Let's talk some sports, because that's kind of the goal here. Well, who knows? Let's take off the stunners. Let them look into my eyes. BBD, the game of the night. There's a couple options. Mostly foosball. Could have done the basketball too, I guess.
In football, it kind of narrowed it down to 2.
And
There's arguments for others, but I narrowed it down to 2.
You did, and I think you were on it. I went with the one that I think is more significant. And BBD, I went with... It's going to be a big Tampa week. How about the Tampa Bay Yucks hosting the LA Chargers? And BBD, man, this box score was kind of shocking. And the other game of the night, just being honest with you guys, was potentially Cleveland and Dallas. And I don't know. Dallas kind of stinks, and so does Cleveland, I think. But anyways, the Chargers went up in this game 24-7 with a minute and a half left in the first half. Right before the half, Brady finds Mike Evans, Tutty, and then he finds O.J. Howard. Scotty Miller, insert Tom Brady joke, short white slot receiver.
It's exactly what I said to my dad when it happened.
Yeah. And it's so, the fact his name is Scotty, like he goes by Scotty, come on, dude. Herbert got the start for the Chargers because, again, their medical staff tried to kill Tyrod Taylor. Herbert, 72-yard tutty to Jalen Guyton. Like that a lot. They take the lead. But Tampa, they lock up the screws on defense in the fourth. They shut him out. Brady throws a TD to Keyshawn Vaughn, my guy out of Vandy. Go Doors. And then suck up with the field goal. Brady goes 30 for 46 for 369, big baby.
Nice.
5 touchdowns, all to different receivers. Another good start for Herbert. If you're a Chargers fan, you're probably half excited about that. Another loss. But BBD, like, the Bucs are 3-1 now. Brady throws for 369 and 5 touchdowns. You know, that's not exactly wash Tom Brady stuff. And they're 3-1. They lost to the Saints at home, which they play them again.
Game.
And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I just think it's like a real thing this year. Like, everyone was kind of like, Bucs, Brady, yeah. I think it's a real thing. They look pretty good. Tom looks good. And they were behind.
Looked better.
They were behind 24-7, and you're kind of doing this, Brady's dead, blah, blah, blah. But this is the same thing we give the Chiefs and other good football teams is like, in today's NFL, you can not be dead. Like, look at the Ravens last week. Ravens went down 2 scores, and they were dead because they like to run the ball. Tampa's going to throw it. Brady's still pretty good. They win. So good for Tom Brady. He finally gets a good bounce in the game of life. Bucs win 3-1 or 38-31. They are now 3-1, and I don't know. I just think that's a little more meaningful than the Browns almost putting up 50 points on Dallas, who, oh my God, they stink. So I think that's the game of the night. Tom Brady still good and hot. Update. That's why you guys come here. That's why we got the good stuff. Oh, little baby burp to get it going. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Keep baking the algorithm. Let's crank through the football, BBD. I watched a few of the games. Hard to watch all of the games. There's a lot of football. Just only hot takes today.
Wow.
I'm going to chill
You're
out.
on one, as the kids would say.
I'm going to chill out a little bit. What game you want to start with, BBD? Jags, Bengals?
Got Cards, Panthers on my screen.
Cards, Panthers, we
I
can
just
do
put
that.
them in the order they happen on the sheet.
We can do that. Cards, Panthers, this was an upset. The Panthers without Christian McCaffrey beat up on the Cardinals. Kyler, he gets some touchdowns late, but the shine's wearing off a little bit. They lost to the Lions. Now they're losing to the Panthers. Bridgewater with a good day. And they did something fun in their clubhouse. They sang "Sweet Caroline," and Robbie Anderson had never heard it before, so that was pretty good.
Good clip.
That was a good clip. Bengals 33, Jags 25. A little bit of a stinker, but Joe Burrow gets his first NFL win in Cincinnati. Another good tweet after the game. Joe Burrow tweets out, and what did he say? He's like, "Winning is fun," which again. I mean, hot take. I hate hot take Monday, but here we are doing it. So good for the Bungles. I like Joe Burrow, man. He's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't realize he has the Twitter handle Joey B.
Yeah,
Kind of.
he lives a cool life. He won the Natty, LSU. Good for them. Let's see. Saints, Lions. Saints 35, Lions 29. I guess this could have been a game of the day candidate. Saints came back, but it just feels like the Lions. So Drew Brees outscores them 21-0 in the second quarter. Yeah, Lions were up decently in this game. Traquan Smith and Latavius Murray, a couple touchdowns. The game we got rolling on the screen right now was the other candidate for game of the night. Like I've said now 8 times, everybody, so shut your butt about it. Browns 49, Cowboys 38. Odell catches a touchdown pass from Jarvis Landry, which was a dime. That was an awesome play. That's as fun as football gets. Dallas comes back, and you're like, okay, this Dallas offense is high-powered, and they're just going to play crazy games this year. Not really. Kareem Hunt gets 2 touchdowns. OBJ finishes with 3 on the day. And, man, Odell's 50-yard touchdown run to ice the game was disgusting. It's like prime Odell. It looks like someone else playing a different sport. And it's kind of, we say it with baseball a lot, like the guys from MLB that would move up to the next level. There's no level higher than Major League Baseball. Like, if there was a level above the NFL, Odell would be in it. And it was just cool to see him go off because he's a freak. Handcuffs, leashes. Got PBD with that one. That's for the TikTokers. Myles Garrett, 2 sacks. Cowboys stink big time. 49-38 Browns. Browns are 3-1. I don't think that's impactful yet, but it could be. Should be happy. Yeah. Seahawks, Dolphins. Seahawks win 31-23. Dolphins put up a fight in this game. Russ, 360, 2 tutties. Fitzmagic, 2 ints. Rushing touchdown. We always like that. So good for the Seahawks. They win. Looks like we got the Texans going across the screen, and oh my God, they stink. Vikings 31, Texans 23. Deshaun Watson, another solid game, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Thielen has another nice game, 8 catches, 114 and a score. Dalvin Cook, $130, a couple scores. He is a man. The Texans go to 0-4, and BBD, guess what? They traded their first and second round picks to the Dolphins. So if they stink, Dolphins could be set up nice, man. They got Tua in the hole. They might have 4 or 5 picks in the top 40. Go Dolphins, fire Bill O'Brien 2 years ago. So good job, Vikings. Rams, Giants. Yeah. Go check out Talking Giants, I guess.
I didn't listen yet, but I was tuning into some of their periscopes.
Yeah.
It's a good app, I'm pretty sure.
A lot of emotions. Rams 17, Giants 9. Daniel Jones was leading them on a drive at the end. He throws the interception. He had some running room. Bad times in Giants land. Bad times in the NFC East. I guess minus the Eagles. I don't really want to talk about that at all, though. Bucs game rolling across the screen. We did that. How about Colts Bears? Didn't watch any of this one. Be honest with you. Colts are winning games, but they're disgusting. Foles got the start in this one. He looks bad because he only looks good in emergency situations, apparently. Bears get their first loss. That's pretty wild. Colts, Mo Alley Cox, the tight end, with the score. So, Mo Cox. Too easy. Can't even give me that. It's just his actual human name. Bills.
Oh, Alley Cox. You go full. Not much better.
Okay. Mo Alley Cox.
Also really easy.
See, SNL did a silly name skit this weekend. We could talk about that. Bills 30, Raiders 23. The Josh Allen show continues. He looks disgusting. That's really cool because everyone kind of would have lost that bet. Like, he was big, athletic, and accurate. That kind of hasn't added up in the NFL. He's looked awesome. So they win again. Bills Mafia. Get it going. Let's shoot up to Buffalo. What do we miss, BBD? Ravens, Washington. Battle of Maryland, Delaware, whatever you want to call it. Washington stinks. Ravens are really good. Mark Andrews, the tight end with the big game. Good for your fantasy team, I bet. Eat a bug. And then the only other game I have on here, BBD, is the night game, Eagles-Niners. This game was disgusting. What was it, 8-7 at the half?
Yeah.
Niners end up blowing it. Kittle was going beast mode. That was cool to see. His first game back from injury. Oh, he's good for my fantasy team. I bet. Jake Elliott. Let's go Jakes. He hits a field goal, and then we got the pick six. The game flips. Eagles win 25-20. No Garoppolo. So they went Nick Mullins, and then they benched him for C.J. Beathard, spelled beat hard.
Hey, Mullins worked last week against the Giants.
Yeah, he did, and then he got benched against the Eagles.
Think?
So Eagles, with that win, their first of the season, are the number one team in the NFC East. So that's the football, BBD. Full Sunday slate. Well, a game or two short, right? Titans are illegal. And then Packers are playing tonight.
Did they move it back to tonight?
They're playing tonight, yeah. Two Monday Night Football games. So
cool.
Yeah.
Feels like a bad idea. But
Yeah.
No one, whatever.
For sure.
Football made a weird choice.
For sure.
What?
Nobody's got it.
I don't know. Herbert, looks real still. And, I think, decently late into the game, he still had a perfect passer rating. I don't know where that ended up. Or if is passer rating something that's respected by people who know more than me? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never understood how it really works.
Yeah.
Because also him and Brady had looked like they had the same numbers to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whatever. Who
Sure.
cares? He looks kind of real, so they got to be happy. If people that know more than me, I think, have said Herbert still hasn't made any of the things people were worried about better, but he also hasn't messed anything. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
You're a Chargers fan. You got to be as happy as you can be with that so far.
It can go a lot worse than how it's gone. It's gone pretty well.
He's decidedly been not bad.
And I mean, I
think the consensus is he's looked good.
I think the comparison for him probably going into this draft would have been Josh Allen. Big, athletic, kind of team underachieved a little bit in college. I mean, Josh Allen was at Wyoming, so that's kind of unfair.
My dad had kind of a minor, he was in a bad mood all day with Herbert being good because the year before when he was supposed to come out for the draft, Giants were the sixth pick and we're gonna take a quarterback, and even if it wasn't Herbert, then Kyler would have been available later. Probably. You don't know how things would have shaken out because they're sixth, but maybe they would have moved up. and they take Daniel Jones.
Good butterfly effect there.
And then, like, Daniel Jones, moving on to my Giants stuff.
Oh, no.
Because that's the team I root
Yeah.
for. So Daniel Jones, I think, from what I've seen, he's good enough if you have a good team.
Right.
So, I don't, think he's bad or whatever. But, also, they're really bad again. They have, a decision to make if they end up in, the top 3. Here.
Right. That's where things get nuts.
The 2 guys at the top of this draft are, supposed to be, special.
Real.
But also, then when you're taking a quarterback again, how is the team really better? But also, it's quarterback, so, don't overthink it. That's the most important position. You get one of those guys. And you're still, 3 years away from having to give Daniel Jones a real contract, so it's not the worst thing. But and I've liked, 90% of what I've seen from over the year and a half. But he's made, now a couple... ended drives with interceptions that were kind of bad.
If either
the one yesterday wasn't as bad. I think he threw it in that spot. Because he thought
he
it
was
wasn't
trying
gonna
to
get
win the
picked. They
game.
made a play.
Yeah. If either New York team gets the 1 pick, it's goodbye to Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold. Because Trevor Lawrence is disgusting. Did you see the pass that went?
I haven't
kind
seen
of
it,
viral.
but I just know he's really good, and I don't want to look into it in case I have to really think about it.
I
one
think
day.
Bobby tweeted it from Talking Football, but Trevor Lawrence threw a bullet 40 yards, just oh, you're playing. You shouldn't be playing with these folks.
He's been NFL
and it's
ready
just
for a while.
And so I think you just have to think of the process to get there is. If the Giants or the Jets get the 1 pick, they basically have to be 2-14. I mean, maybe 3-13. And if that happens, Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold can only look so good.
Yeah.
You know?
They've probably looked bad to get to that point this year.
It's going to be interesting.
In both cases, it's enough of a sample to, kind of decide on them.
I mean, at the same time, the Jets, their talent is pathetic. We talked about that last week, and Jake. The Giants still have a lot to fix. The whole NFC East is a disaster.
And my other Giants thing is that, I'm, almost mad about it because kind of every free agent they signed this offseason has looked good. And I think that'll get them in another year.
Yeah.
Because early signing was good. And then the draft picks have been, busts.
Yeah.
Just nobody's really been
I have to figure out
besides Slayton.
The NFL GM thing a little bit because
I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, I don't know how much
There's
time
so much
they really
moving
need.
parts.
Baseball, depending what kind of rebuild you're doing, you need 5 years. I think football, the rule of thumb is 3, which kind of seems like enough with couple drafts, couple free agents.
And Gettleman's also an asshole.
Enough of the bad teams, BBD. Chiefs are playing tonight. Bills are undefeated, 4-0. How about Buffalo? Good for them. Seahawks are 4-0. Packers going for 4-0 tonight. Good for them. I don't know. Decent NFL weekend. I feel like they didn't have the, I felt like the NFL didn't have the, go turn on this game now. The Sunday night game kind of stunk. The afternoon games were...
That Cowboys-Browns was must-flip for a little bit,
Yeah,
but
I
the
guess
Browns
so.
were up big at half.
Yeah.
But
Cowboys
that
game was
second
scary.
half,
I mean, that game was 41-38, so yeah, that kind of counts.
it hit a point where it's you got to flip to this, but it was still, all things considered, a pretty short
and
slate.
I see some people in the chat right now talking some Bills stuff, and yeah, Stephon Diggs looking really good
Bills
right
are
now, and Josh Allen, their coach, good for all of them. Good for all of them.
Cool.
That's the football.
The Packers have the Falcons tonight. That's
Yeah, that could get ugly, and it's Chiefs Patriots. So you wonder without
no
Cam. So you wonder if
takes away
Belichick's
some
got
of the
something up his
luster.
sleeve. But yeah, I mean tonight could be kind of a dud. So I don't know.
We expect Patriots to get something representative.
Yesterday was fun NFL. It felt like
You got your fix.
they're
but
missing the one bang. This game was nuts, and maybe it happens tonight. I mean the Falcons are really good the first 3 quarters. So. And hey, what if the Falcons go 0-4? They end up in Trevor Lawrenceville, trade Matt Ryan, reset that team.
There's a bunch of teams that are really bad.
It'd
Looking
be interesting.
Assuming the Falcons are going to be 0-4 too. Giants,
Wow.
Jets, Houston, who doesn't have their pick, Atlanta, all 0-4.
Houston, maybe they should go.
And also the...
Because you keep Watson, and you could trade the world for Trevor Lawrence. My God.
Well, Miami has their pick.
They're so dumb. They're so dumb. They are so dumb.
They weren't supposed to be this bad, but they also then traded Hopkins for...
So dumb.
I mean, I guess they got David Johnson, but like that doesn't matter.
Dumb.
It's crazy. And then also all the other NFC East teams are bad, so whichever one doesn't
bad.
win the division will be a top pick.
Yeah.
The other 3 will be very good picks.
Crazy.
Eagles are in first. They're 1-2-1.
1-2-1 Eagles get first place. Yeah, that's the football.
Still early.
Good weekend. Maybe we'll get some good Mahomes-Rodgers highlights tonight. BBD, before we get into tonight, because, again, big sports slate coming up today. Huge. How about the hoops? The basketball. Game 3, NBA Finals. So weird. Doesn't feel like it at all. In the bubble. Ugh. But how about the Heat? And I had some friends. Well, we'll get there. Heat win 115-104. Jimmy Butler, 40, 11, and 13. 14 of 20 shooting, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. He was a monster. Kelly Olynyk gives them some good minutes, 17 and 7. Crowder, hero or solid. Hero does the ugly thiz face after the layup. Think the Lakers aren't going to like that. LeBron, is that right? 25, 19, and 8?
Oh.
9?
No. I think 11
okay.
or 10 or something.
Because, I was going to say there's a stat. We'll circle back on it in a second. LeBron with a good game. Anthony Davis, not so much. 15 points. That's not enough. Markieff Morris, former Knicks great.
No.
Or no, that's Marcus. Excuse me. Damn it, Morris bros. You've been screwing me up since Kansas. Kuzma, 19 points, my guy. Danny Green and KCP combined for 1 for 11. 1 of 7 for 3. That's terrible. The Heat win 115-104. They saw Solomon Hill mixing it up for them in there. Huge. Good for the Heat.
He was there.
Good for the Heat. They get a win in this series. Game 4, we'll see if they can actually make it a series, because if you go down 3-1 to Bronny, you're done. And yeah, I mean, I had some buddies after this game that were saying, like, rigged. Like, NBA's trying to get some more games out of it, but probably got no games. I don't know. The Heat played pretty well. I mean, they got a couple whistles.
Happens again, sure.
A little bit.
You can cry for it. I still am inclined not to believe it. But if they do it again without Bam and Dragic,
yes, without...
I'd be surprised, but this is like the first game without them.
They're questionable for the next game. We'll see.
And not to do like a LeBron apologist stuff.
Yes, here we go.
I think the longer the show goes on, I'm probably going to be known to do that. But it's also like, because those two are out, it was kind of like a new team, air quotes. And LeBron, like, kind of historically always loses the game 1. It feels like it's on purpose when he loses to, like, the first time seeing a new team.
Such a LeBron apologist.
So see what happens this game, and then if you want to say that.
They've lost one game every series now. Houston got the first game. The Trailblazers took one. Nuggets got one. Did they get 2?
I don't remember when it happened. Maybe did they get a second?
I don't know. It's basketball. The Heat get one. Interested to see if they fight for the next game.
First AD dud. And it wasn't even that bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
They had weirdly a lot of turnovers early.
Yeah, it was a sloppy game. Heat went up early, and they kind of won the game. I don't know.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler was having a special night.
The stat I heard about Jay Butt was he's the first player in a finals to outscore, rebound, and assist LeBron. So, when somebody does that, that's a good formula to win.
They basically had LeBron for a night.
It's a good formula to win. So, good job, the Heat. I also like Spoelstra. I said I thought they'd get 1, potentially 2. We'll see.
Would have guessed it was while they had all the players.
I don't think the Lakers are nervous yet. So,
yeah. Especially with, like, home court stuff not applying.
Yeah. They're still good. Lakers win. Or, excuse me, Lakers lose. Wow. Heat win. BBD, this brings us to our next fake final segment. It's the comment of the day. comment of the day. I ask you, Bakers, the Wake and Jake community, leave a comment, leave a review, hit the like button, bake the algorithm. Every like, comment, and everything adds up. Share with a friend. And when you leave a comment, leave something about sports. Leave something silly. Say, wow, Jake, you look beautiful. LOL. I'll be like, come on, man. You have to put that LOL at the end? So that's kind of rude. This first one's pretty good. From J Rob Central. This was 3 days ago. Big views on the YouTube. Like that. Thanks, everyone. Facebook, always nuts. J Rob Central said, surrounded by asterisks, Jake wears a black shirt and says, in quotes, I'm technically a model now. So that's pretty good. That's true. I was wearing the Ambitious Strike shirt. Ad sponsored, whatever. I guess you could say I'm a model. Another comment said, you look nice and freshly showered today. So when people have to leave that comment, that means a lot of days you don't. So I don't necessarily love that, but I get it. I appreciate it. So you guys tell me. It's funny going back. We talked about it earlier when someone left a Chicago comment. Like, oh, all of Chicago, baby. Chicago World Series. Not looking so good. What was the other city we did? Tampa Bay is running hot right now. Lightning? Bucs? Rays? So thank you guys. Leave a comment. Leave a review. Appreciate you. You're all beautiful. I will kiss every one of you on the lips. Post-corona. Whenever that is. 2042. So thank you guys. Share with a friend. Have some fun. Leave a comment. BBD, this brings us to our real fake final segment of the night. The Bro of the Night, brought to you by Roosevelt's. We're live from the Roosevelt studio. I wish I could be swagging out in my Roosevelt's right now, but this has been good luck so far.
Got the mask right there.
So I'm going to keep this going. I do. Roosevelt's mask. Look at that. Go check out Roosevelt's. They're the best. We love them. We're in the Roosevelt studio now that we're back, baby. BBD, my Bro of the Night. I think there was two pretty good standouts. I think the guy that I ended up picking was your backup, because I know you love this guy. You love this guy, BBD. I went with Odell Beckham Jr. We did this a couple episodes ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. Odell had, a down year with the Browns last year, and he still had 1,000 yards receiving. Like, it was still okay. And the Browns were a disaster. Like, they had a fake head coach last year. Baker was kind of a mess. Like, the Browns last year, and Odell kind of did his thing. Yesterday, Odell Beckham Jr. did his thing. 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. One receiving from Jarvis Landry, 1 receiving from Baker, and then 1 rushing. We're playing the highlight on the screen now.
3 total touchdowns, 154 total yards.
The Jarvis Landry touchdown pass was awesome. That was just a cool play. There's no other way to draw that up.
Especially with them being like best friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
And hey, the Browns put up 49. Like Cowboy in Dally.
30 points 3 weeks in a row for the first time. Ever.
And again, football's kind of a messy sport sometimes. Like, it doesn't always figure itself out the first year when you put together a squad. But they do have a lot of guys, man. They've got Kareem Hunt, Chubb, is he banged up, but he's on the squad. Odell,
really good.
Landry. So I don't know, man. If they're figuring it out, that's really cool. And more importantly, the fact that, like, OBJ still has this in the bag. Like, I don't know if we knew that before yesterday.
He'd had a couple injuries that aren't career enders, but
you're just
can
getting older. Like
starting to hit
when you look back
20s.
at how long ago some of his crazy games were on the Giants, it's kind of like, okay, does he still
been around sneakily a while?
Does he still got that? And he does, man. And the 50-yard touchdown run again is like that would have been a loss of a lot of yards for most players. And Odell turned it into a game-winning 50-yard touchdown run. So he's awesome. It was cool to see him back. He's on my fantasy team, so that helped. So I'm going Odell, and yeah, BBD. I was eyeing the guy that you're going to give it to. But
one of us has to give it to that guy.
Yeah, and then I kind of felt bad because I know you love Odell, but we also love the other guy, so it worked out, I think.
We're fine.
Yeah.
I'm like so over the Giants trade thing because that's far from the worst move of late because they kind of got decent value, all things considered, for trading a receiver.
Yeah,
they did fine. Dexter Lawrence is a nice player. Whatever else.
Yeah.
Zimenez is an NFL player. And Odell's contract stuff. Whatever. I have such a soft spot for Odell.
Yeah.
That's what he likes.
Oh.
Yeah, get it because the boop stuff. Anyway. Yeah, I just really like Odell. I'm over all the trade stuff. He's good. Stats are good. Surprised he caught fewer touchdowns while he was when he first got to the Browns. What a shocker.
Yeah, and it again, like Odell's been around since 2014, man. It's kind of crazy. I mean, those big Giant years, double-digit touchdowns were 2014, 2015, 2016. So, there's kind of the injury year, and then his final year with the Giants, and then these 2 years. Yeah, in a bad year last year, 74 catches, 1,000 yards, 1,035.
And like his drama stuff, whatever. It's like. It's overstated just because of who he is.
The Giants stuff.
He hasn't done anything that's like actually a problem.
The Giants stuff, I get it. And
it's a lot.
He was young. He was like 22, 23, 24 on the Giants. We haven't heard any of that Odell stuff. Like
he had the thing at the national championship game last year. That was honestly
fun.
That was the closest thing to like
I'm
kind of a problem because it's like it was just dumb. The other stuff is just like he's loud.
Yeah.
Did the boat trips, goes to LA every week, whatever.
Like that.
Like I'm happy I don't have to spend every week of my life like apologizing for him and like defending him, but I'll still stand by like nothing he's done is
5 out of 6 seasons coming into this year, he's had 1,000 yards receiving. Like that's nuts. Odell gets it. He put on an absolute freak show display yesterday. BBD, who was your bro of the night?
It's Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
You have to. 40-point triple-double in the finals. They don't have the second and third best players. And they beat LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is Jimmy Butler. He won't take the credit for it, but like, dude, I saw the stats you did. So
yeah.
He talked about it's like the team really emphasizing the rebounding now, whatever. It's like, yeah, well, you did most of those.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler, you're really good. So much talk in the last year. We've done this conversation before, but so much talk in the last year of was he worth a max contract and can he really be the number one guy on your team? They're gonna have to make a trade for somebody else next year. It's like don't have to.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
They still might, but dude, it's not mandatory. They've got a really good thing going. Jimmy Butler's really awesome.
He's fun to watch. He's intense, and like I remember when I was flipping to this game, I think it was Solomon Hill, like played like 4 role minutes and was like okay, and Jimmy Butler subbed in for him, and he was like, fucking needed that. It's like what? But
he had a couple good lip reading.
That's kind of cool, and yeah, man, he was running the point for them yesterday, pretty much.
He's like in the past, he's always like been able to do that for spurts. Obviously, like he's never like played point guard, but he's always been able to like we see him actually like pass and stuff. It's like he like could do that.
Yeah,
he like, showed it for kind of a full game for the first time, I think.
The
line we stumbled into in the Knicks chat was that he made the LeBron and AD look like Cat and Wiggins.
Yeah.
The whole Timberwolves third stringers thing.
Yeah, and
kind of fun.
I don't know how impactful it is. It's cool it's cool that Jimmy Butler's got one of these under his belt. Like, however this series ends up, however his career winds up, like
it's like a finals
when
moment.
you talk about Jimmy Butler, you got like he's a bad dude when he's right. Good for Jay Butt. Let's see if it matters. Interesting game 4, but that could be it. It could also not be interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff to both of those guys. Guys that back in their day, did get a lot of junk for not being great teammates.
I didn't realize until last night that Solomon Hill's even on the Heat. And I follow basketball transactions pretty close.
He's looking hot,
and he's
too.
still on that contract. Which makes kind of the whole thing kind of crazy because his money is gonna come off the Bucs.
He's got a nice beard hair combo going right now. Good for him. BBD wrapping up because it's a big day here at Jomboy Media. The AL playoffs start today, and hey, our final segment is what we're watching tonight. The ALDS kicks off Astros, A's, and then obviously Yankees, Rays. And there is Monday Night Football. We talked about that a little bit. Not too exciting.
Games.
Maybe Rodgers and Mahomes put up big numbers. Watch baseball tonight,
Baseball's going to be the better.
Tell them to watch the baseball tonight.
Watch the baseball, both the AL teams, Game 1. McCullers and Bassett Game
McCullers,
1 in the early game. Cole Snell in the later game. The Rays have had Garrett Cole's number more than other teams.
Yeah.
And the Yankees have had Snell's number more than other teams. So it's like kind of fun because neither team is as nervous as anyone else would be against these two guys. And McCullers A's really hate each other. Yankees and Rays hate each other too. But
yeah, I mean, the
Astros A's really hate each other.
I mean, Laureano sprinting at their dugout and the whole Astros thing, and Fires is on the A's and
it's a month
divisional. And the Rays and the Yankees, like there's a lot of venom there for a few years going back too, and it's both of those teams are kind of, I don't want to say big brother to little brother in the insulting way, but I mean, the two low budget teams, and then the two.
It's been a one-sided rivalry for the bulk of this.
The A's and the Rays have to operate differently. They can't go out and get Zach Greinke. They can't go out and get Garrett Cole. So, interested to see. The A's dominated Houston this year. Rays dominated the Yanks this year. We're going to be talking about it all day. We'll be live all day. We got Talking Baseball. Pre-game show coming up next. Talking Baseball episode is out, previewing everything for the DS. Go check that out. Talking Yanks is out. If you're a Yankee fan, you're obviously checking that out. Talking Giants, if you're sick in the head. Pinstripe Strong, always. Go check out Joe's. Thank you guys. You might have to be flexible with us on Wake and Jake this week. It's going to be some late nights. We're feeling it out. Maybe we'll have an afternoon Wake and Jake. Late Wake and Jake. We'll figure it out. Either way, appreciate it, you guys.
Talking Yanks pregame later, live stream stuff.
Go sports.
Great day ahead.
If you want content, we'll be around. So, thank you guys. We love you. Bake the algorithm. Bake the algorithm.